which would be an 89% correction from the high, which we saw 20 or so months ago at 14,146, something like that. And so I don't think they realize what they're into. They are so brainwashed, among the public too, that they can't believe that the market could go to 4,000. I mean, they couldn't believe it was going to break 10,000. I mean, they are so out of it. I mean, sit and watch CNBC all day like I do while I'm writing. And even when I'm on the air, I'm watching the TV. And you see, they still don't have a clue, and they never will. And it's going to inexorably continue to flow downward. And I just feel sick about all the people who have worked all their lives who didn't listen to this and other programs that I've been on, so they don't know. And they're going to lose 70, 80, 90% of what they've got. And I feel bad I can't help them all. But then again, if I did, there wouldn't be any market left. So the lucky ones get out. I know that there's one lady that Melody and I were talking about before the show. I got her out of blue chip stocks at 12,600 on the Dow. And we bought gold and silver related assets. And she has a manager of her money. I won't go into it. And they were very put out that I had been responsible for her selling out all those positions. Good stocks. General Electric, it's 35. It's doing great. It's about $6 or something. And on and on. And the people who manage the money had the temerity to say, well, your choices have not really gone anywhere. In fact, you're off a little. And she sent me the note. And I sent it back and said, did they forget that they had you long all those stocks that went into the tank that went off 50%? They don't want to know about that. And they just don't want to because they don't understand what we're doing. This is once in a lifetime, maybe once in 100 years. And most people don't live that long. This is an opportunity in the greatest gold, silver, or any bull market in the history of mankind. We don't even see panic buying or a bubble in gold and silver. We won't see that until gold's somewhere between 6,000 and who knows where. And that's why I keep on telling you, who cares what the premium is on a coin? Who cares what the price of a gold stock is? It doesn't make any difference. The difference is you want to be there. Because if you're not there, you can't protect your wealth. It's not about making money. It's all about retaining what money you have or the buying power thereof. It's wealth preservation. If gold never moved from where it's at, and we continue on with the inflation and the depression, and all of a sudden it becomes deflationary, and everything goes down 80, 90%, and your gold-related assets stay the same, can you imagine how much further ahead you are than everybody else? Of course, I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're all going to get rich whether you like it or not. Proportionately so. And I already know subscribers one in particular that's been with us for about 9 years, and his assets went from $2 or $3 million to $50 million, and he's an aggressive player. But that's the kind of money that, in some instances, is being made, and I see that MS-64 Saint at $5,000. Easy. What is it quoted at today, Melody?
A little over 2.
There you go. I mean, that doesn't even reflect at $5,000. Gold at $850. That's because the public is not yet in the market. There's buyers in the market in America, but not as many as there should be, and there's not as much product to go around as there was before. And that situation is going to continue to persist. It's not going to get better, and the premiums are not going down. And don't let premiums deter you from buying. That's idiotic. It's just like saying, I own IBM at $3 and it's $300, and I'm not going to sell it because I might have to pay taxes. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Unbelievably stupid. Paying taxes is something you have to do when you have a government that's run by Wall Street and bankers. A government that wants to get every bit of taxation out of you that they can so they can control you. Because the least wealth that you have, the less control they have over you. And so that's why we have taxes. We could go back to what we were doing before, tax imports. It's enough money to run the government. We did that for a long, long time. And we'll probably be forced, even though we shouldn't be forced, because we should be doing it progressively and unilaterally. But we're not. So it'll be forced upon us. I mean, look at the Mexican peso. 15.5 to $1. I mean, that's down 30% in 6 months. Do you really think that happened naturally? Of course not. It was driven down by the Mexican government so that their goods would be more competitive in America. China's doing the same thing again. I mean, look at the pound at 141. Look at the euro at 125. Why do you think they're there? Competitive devaluations. How do you solve that? Pretty simple. You put tariffs on goods and services. No matter what they do, we know what they do, and we allow for that in the tariff. So, if a piece of machinery in England costs $1,000 to produce, and it costs $1,500 in the United States, and it sells for $2,000, well, there's going to be a tariff of $500 on that British piece of equipment that came into the United States. One of the reasons the U.S. has not said anything at all, and with the exception of China, about that, is because in order to reduce the value of their currency, they print money, they sell it for dollars, and that makes the value of their currency go down. But it also finances the debt of the United States government, and that's why they won't say anything about it. Because the foreigners stop buying, that means the Fed and the Treasury have got to monetize debt by buying it, because they don't have they don't have buyers in the market to buy the Treasury paper, which I think is going on already, but they won't tell you that. They lie about everything. They won't even tell you who got the money on TARP. They defy Congress. Still, I mean, the new administration. They won't tell you where it went. It went in the pockets of the bankers and the brokerage firms. It was stolen. And you get to pay for it. And they throw you a little bone, a little bit less tax that you have to pay. Never in history, well, never in modern history,